We're locking in on shares of Ford today after it unveiled its F-Series Super Duty pickup truck on Tuesday. Yahoo Finance's Seana Smith had the chance to sit down with CEO Jim Farley after the reveal, and she joins us now. Pretty cool truck there, Seana.
It was really cool. Lots of excitement last night during this big unveil. We know Super Duty is very important here to Ford. Part of it's obviously very profitable F-Series pickup trucks. Super Duty accounting for just over 50% of the commercial vehicle market. So I got a chance to ask Jim Farley about the unveil, the growth opportunities there, as well as obviously inflation and supply chain concerns that have been plaguing Ford now for months. So let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Well, Super Duty is, if it was a separate company, it would have a revenue of a Fortune 500 company. So this and F-Series are our most profitable vehicles globally. We make it for the tradesmen, plumbers, electricians, first responders. So it's very important for our country. And boy, do they love technology. So we put a lot of cool new tech in the truck.
And you're doing this announcement, you're unveiling the truck down in Kentucky. Ford has very, very strong ties in Kentucky. You've actually been producing trucks there since the Model T. What's the feeling down there? What's the feedback that you're getting from employees today?
It's all good, actually. We're adding hundreds of new jobs. We're investing another $750 million for this new truck. We announced almost $6 billion investment in battery plants in Kentucky last year. So, people are feeling good. I mean, we're all kind of worried about the economy, but for our customers and also for our employees, this is a really important day. We've invested a lot in this new truck. It's America's most popular heavy-duty pickup, and we've been number one for like 40 plus years. So, it's a lot of optimism, which is great to see.
Jimmy mentioned $700 million in funding, adding 500 jobs. What has the hiring environment been like for you? Of course, there's been a massive labor shortage. Are you able to find the workers that you need?
Yes, but it's very difficult. We've had to make a lot of changes to our payment plans, especially for our temporary workers. We moved a lot of them to permanent, so they have more opportunity. The biggest issue we're seeing is not at Ford, but it's their suppliers. We have a few suppliers that have high absenteeism. They've been struggling to ship us parts. We've got to store some trucks here in the third quarter because of that. So supply chain issues and labor shortages are really highly tied now. It's not just chips anymore. It's changing in complexity. So, I think that's the biggest issue we're seeing in the economy right now.
Jim, how long until you see some of these challenges begin to subside?
I have stopped forecasting that. I mean, bottom line is we think it's going to happen continuing in the foreseeable future. I think, we're very good at dealing with these now. We're gotten better and better, more efficient in helping our suppliers find labor, whatever it takes. It does feel like whack-a-mole, but we're getting better at doing that. And I guess I think we should kind of count on this happening for some time. I don't think the labor market's going to ease anytime soon. It has a big impact on us. So we're kind of running our business now and have developed a bit of a rhythm around this challenges that we're seeing. I think it's going to extend way into next year. Does it end at next year or year after or halfway through? I don't know. I don't think we should count on any of that.
Jim, how do you see this affecting pricing of your vehicles down the road? I know you've already raised prices on some of your vehicles, especially what you're putting out here in the electric vehicle space. Do you see potentially the need to raise prices more here in the next year or two?
It's a good question. Ford is now number 2 in the U.S. in electric. So lithium and nickel prices specifically that are raw materials in our batteries have gone up a lot, especially lithium. We're starting to see nickel ease a little bit. Lithium is still at very elevated levels. And, but the good thing is our electric vehicles are in such high demand that we're able to, to absorb that input cost. On the internal combustion side, we're also number 2 in hybrid sales in the U.S., interestingly. And that pricing, seems to be really leveling off now. We're starting to see inventories improve for our industry, and that means more competition, good for buyers, actually. And we're starting to see the pricing at very high levels starting to ease. In fact, used cars are starting to moderate now. We're starting to see, used car values deteriorate after more than a year of record prices. They're still at very high levels, but I think that's an important indication for us.
Jim, you mentioned the fact that you're number 2 right now in EV production. Of course, you have very ambitious plans. Ford looking to hit 600,000 EV production by the end of 2023. When do you think you're going to overtake Tesla?
You know, we would like to. We have plans to get to 2 million in 4 years. A lot of it is here in Tennessee and Kentucky and Michigan and Ohio. We're really excited. It's going to come down to the demand for our vehicles. The Inflation Act that just passed gives our commercial customers $7,500 of a tax credit for going electric. So we're more than 90% share of the electric van market now with e-Transit. We see our demand for these commercial electric really high. Like, people are really starting to move electric in the commercial world. They're way behind retail. I think that makes us different as a company than a company like Tesla. I think we're going to have the capacity. We're working hard. I was in Asia last week, securing cathode, anode materials, and batteries. So it's all coming together here for us at Ford in 2026. We want to do that 2 million. It'll come down to the product acceptance. First generation, we're sold out for multiple months, in some cases years. It's on us to make products that people love. So when we get to that 2 million, we can not only have a great business, but it's profitable.
So a couple of big takeaways there from that interview. Labor shortage, the biggest concern here for Ford going forward. Jim Farley saying that he doesn't see that improving anytime soon. Pricing, he didn't say no when I asked him if they were going to continue to raise prices in the future. Obviously, a lot of that tied to the issues that they're having with their suppliers. And then their EV plans, despite higher inflation, despite the supply chain issues, they still remain on track to reach their ambitious goals next year, and also 2 million in production of EV vehicles by 2026.
Very interesting. Labor affecting so many different areas. Thanks so much, Seana.
Thank you.
Great interview.